Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today we're going to make an absolutely beautiful fragrance combo. A little bit of lavender and a little bit of honey. Now these two fragrances by themselves are some of the best sellers that I have in my shop, and I thought let's combine them. We'll do a really cute design. I will get to use up some of the fragrance oil that I have on hand so we can recycle those and make sure they don't go to waste. They will be available the first Friday of July at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time as part of our birthday bash collection because I am turning 30 in July and this is what I wanted to do for my birthday. I hope you find this entire video relaxing, and so without further ado, let's make some soap. It feels like forever since I've gotten to make either a lavender soap or a honey soap, and this is like the perfect blend. The honey really sweetens up the lavender, and for those who typically steer clear of lavender, this is a really good introduction to it. All right, first we're gonna start by pouring our lye water solution into our oils, and then we will split off just a little bit for a top layer. Blending timing. All right, let's pour off our top layer. And now we're going to make the most gorgeous purple. We actually have a mix here of Eclipse from Nurture Soap and Purple Vibrance from Nurture Soap. Gonna put a little soap in there to make sure we can get all of this out. All right, we'll blend it. I poured off a little bit into this container so that I can have a darker accent color, and then I added some titanium dioxide to our base. I am gonna scrape off my blender just a little bit. This looks so good, and those sparkles are still very much present. Now I'm just gonna pour in my fragrance oil, and then I will blend it by hand. No problems with this fragrance. It performs exceptionally well, especially given that it's a floral. It'll start to thicken, but that's not a big deal when something's this small. All right, gonna pour this right into the middle here. Get all that in, and then we're gonna pour it into our slab mold. All right, here goes our lavender. Wow, that looks perfect. I feel like it's just light enough to make everything swirl, but still look distinct. Gonna go ahead and scrape all this out. I'm not gonna be returning to my container. I'm just gonna texture this before we add on the next layer, add a little bit of intrigue. Well, I guess I know I'm pushing 30 whenever intrigue becomes a soap swirl. All right, let's blend up that last layer. Did get a little chunky in there. I'm gonna go ahead and add our colorant, blend it up. This is already completely hard, so I'm just going to pour on top like so. Make it look like honey. Okay, now I am going to place a little bit of bubble wrap on the top, kind of look like honeycomb. And we'll peel this off tomorrow after everything is done saponifying. For some people, it will be very satisfying, and for others, it will be gross. Don't worry, I'll tell you where to skip. Now I have a little bit of this mica, so I'm going to drizzle that on the top that's exposed here because I'm going to texture this a little and add a little bit of lavender. So I thought it'd be pretty to have a little bit of sparkles with the lavender. A textured top will grip your botanicals a lot better. That's why I like to do it. I'm just gonna texture that a little bit. You can see that adds a little bit of color to the top, makes it super pretty. We will do a honey drizzle on top tomorrow, but for now, let's add the lavender. I have this lavender linked in my Amazon because I have been using it for years. It is the best, brightest, most purpley lavender I have come across. I like the one from Brambleberry too if I have to pick a second option. I also like the one from Wholesale Supplies Plus, but you get so much bang for your buck with this one, and these, I mean, like, look how purple those lavender buds are. Just gonna sprinkle the rest of that on there, and then I know it looks kind of funny right now, but I promise tomorrow it will look super cool. We'll add the melt and pour, and it will look a lot more completed then. We are back the next day and the bubble wrap looks perfect. Now, if you don't like seeing lots of little tiny holes, maybe skip to the end of this video. But a lot of people find the peeling off of the bubble wrap very satisfying. Now we're gonna mix a little bit of clear melt and pour with some really pretty mica colors. You actually have to mix a couple of them together to get the perfect honey color. Blub, blub, blub. Gonna go heat this up. All right, here everything is melted down. I'm just gonna mix the color right in. Mix, mix, mix. Get all those clumps out. And then once it's all good and mixed in, we can pour it on top like so. Make it look like honey. Gonna spritz this a little bit to pop any air bubbles. And then I'm just gonna let it sit for 10 minutes or so before we cut our soap. Here is what this looks like now that it's all been split up, and I'm so pleased. This was definitely the right move to make the base of it a little lighter and just do kind of a ghosty swirl on the inside. It's honey, it's lavender. Everyone seems to like both of those options. Cut off some chonky boy end pieces for samples. And there may be some drag marks on these because occasionally one of the pretty little lavender buds gets stuck and then it gets dragged through, but that's not a big deal. This is what the soap looks like on the inside. It has the honey on one side, the lavender on the other, and it smells so fresh, so clean. The honey really does make it smell just a little bit sweet, which is nice and pleasant, but it is still very much heavy on the lavender. That is why I made purple the main color so that, you know, it would kind of match the smell vibes. And if I hold it up really close, you may be able to see the sparkles, So pretty. Question of the day, would you like to see this fragrance in a glass soap? Maybe we could add some little honeycomb embeds, put purple as the background. I just think it'd be so cute. We obviously wouldn't add real lavender buds because they would look gross, but I just think this would be a good glass soap smell. Everybody loves the glass soaps. I sell out every single month, and I'm really loving this lavender honey. I think it's perfect. I'm not gonna change anything. Now that we have our melt-a-pour on top and all of our bars cut, I thought, let's add a little bit of something to this bar. How about a bee stamp? These soaps were cut a couple days ago, so I don't actually know how well they're going to stamp, but we are gonna try. Okay, look, they look so good. Yes, loving the bee. I'm gonna add this to all of the bars. It just elevates the look a little bit, I think. There's something about it just being subtle and smelling amazing and having the little lavender buds on top, like it's just hitting me in the right spot, in the heart, dare I say. The sparkles are all throughout. It looks so good, it smells so good. So honestly, this is a design that I would keep in stock all the time. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, like doing what I'm about to do and go swimming with my best friends, my sisters, or maybe making some truly delectable candles. You'll find out, it's on my table right now, what I mean by that in a later video. But you know, I don't care what you do, just do something for you. I'll see you in the next video. So until then, bye for now. Meow.